are back for another award-winning edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, although this show has never actually won an award. I made one up a couple of years ago, best I could do. It is the 9th day of March 2022, and it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Yes, the unmistakable theme to Winning Wednesday is now available for downloading on iTunes. It's not on iTunes. Here we go again. Wenatchee Wild coming through. We love each other. We have a good relationship with our friends at the Wenatchee Wild. And once again, 2 winners today, each of them getting a family 4-pack to see any future regular season Wenatchee Wild hockey game. And you are running out of games. There's only 5 home games left. Trail tonight. You can use them for tonight's game. They got Trail again March 17th, 18th, and 19th. And then they wrap up the regular season home schedule with Penticton on March 23rd. So you want to go see Wenatchee Wild and you want to go for free, you can do one of 2 things. You can either rob the Town Toyota Center of tickets, and I wouldn't recommend that, or you can sign up. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. Once again, 2 winners. Each of them going to win a family 4-pack to Wenatchee Wild hockey, regular season games. And you know the deal by now. You send me an email. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. If you have one or more email address, more than one, you can enter more than once. You just can't enter continuously on the same email address. We keep track of these things. Employees of local telecommunications solely on broadcasting and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Malcolm. And if you don't enter, you can't win. Probably the most important thing of all. We'll give these tickets away a little bit later on during the day. I don't know. We kind of wing it when it comes to giving them away, but we will give them away before the day is over. Get your email address in. Strange weather day yesterday. Our high on Tuesday was 46 degrees. And that happened at 5:06 in the morning. And as the day progresses and this cold air came down from the northeast, it actually got colder. And our low, which is usually this time of the day, was actually at 8:13 last night. It was like completely upside down. Our high temperature of 46 at 5:06 in the morning. Our low temperature of 36 at 8:13 last night. I don't know. Strange. Cold right now. 30 degrees. Lots of sunshine. Forecast details are coming up. Passes are okay. News. A lot of crime-related news that we have for you this morning. We'll get that to you. Sports. We'll talk about the Wenatchee Valley College men's basketball team. They stumbled early out of the gate at the start of the season. They're playing rock-solid basketball right now. Eric had a chance to head off to the W.B. Smith Gymnasium to talk to the men's team. They're playing good. The women's team were playing good. Apparently, there was some Seahawks news yesterday. I didn't keep up to date on that. And in the back half of the hour, it's Wednesday. We'll talk Wenatchee Wild hockey with Arch Ecker and David Rayfield as we preview tonight's game at home against Trail and their road trip up north over the weekend. 3 minutes after the hour, the tour begins. Courtesy of the Sky-Fi division of Localtel. They have Sky-Fi towers all over north central Washington and out in the Columbia Basin. Is that a little bit of snow I see at the top of Birch Mountain? It is. I don't believe there was a little bit of light snow there yesterday. We did have some rain. Of course, yesterday morning it was a cold, hard rain as that cold front came in. And it looks like the very top of Birch Mountain got a little bit of white stuff as we look out over the Wenatchee Valley from the tip of Wenatchee Heights. From this point forward, Uriah gets to choose and I get to guess. I don't know. It's up to him. He wants to go visit the monitor area from, I'm assuming, the monitor camera. Yep. So we're looking out towards Cashmere and the orchards, getting ready to get the job done, growing them pears and them cherries and them apples. And you can see Cashmere off into the distance. Very light commute in the early morning hours here on this Wednesday, and the mighty Wenatchee River carving out its path. Camera number 3. Great. Wow, there's a good view. I want to say maybe like the Waterville camera. Hey, I got one right. He's got that tilted up as we're looking at the sky. You can see a little bitty slice of Entiat in the lower left-hand corner, and a little bit of Earthquake Point in the lower right-hand corner, and a little bit of sunshine rising up over the Waterville bench. So that's the Waterville camera pointing almost directly to the northwest. And camera number 4. Ooh, let's see. You're making me work on this one, Uriah. I don't like working, you know that. Certainly not on Wednesdays. I don't know what camera we have there. That's the lower Navarre. Oh, okay. So The Navarre Coulee Road is down there to your lower right-hand corner on your way up to beautiful Lake Chelan. Way off in the distance is the foothills around Lake Chelan. So that's the Navarre Coulee Road, Highway 971, which connects Highway 97 to Lake Chelan. Dump yourself out at the state park. Nice views this morning, Uriah. Threw me for a loop. Okay. Cold, yeah, wind chills. Oh, baby. It's a little breezy right now in the Wenatchee Valley. It's not bad. The wind is out of the east-southeast at 7 miles an hour. In other locations to the north of us, it's stronger winds. These are the wind chill values. And as you can see up in the Medhow Valley and out into the eastern Washington, you factor in the chilly temperatures. It's only 30 right now in Wenatchee. You factor in a little bit of the wind, and it feels cold. And it does feel cold. Manson, you're at 28, but you also have winds about 13 miles an hour. Omak is very cold wind chill. Omak's wind chill right now is 13 degrees as we speak. Not so much down here for the Wenatchee Valley, but those cold and rather brisk winds coming in out of the east-southeast is making things rather chilly for our friends up north. And it's not going to be particularly warm today either. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have for you. Our normal high is 50. Our normal overnight low is 32. So we're going to be closer to our low than our high. 38 is all we're going to get to. We're at 30 right now. 23 for the overnight low. With a mixture of clouds and sun. We're going to see some sun breaks today. Not a lot of wind here in the Wenatchee Valley. And then basically a gradual warming trend will be to 43 on Thursday and close to 50 on Friday. Considerably warmer, right around normal on Saturday and Sunday. But there's also there's a couple of Pacific systems out in the Pacific Ocean that's going to move through our area starting really on Saturday. The one on Saturday is kind of wimpy. It ain't going to do a lot. The one coming in Sunday night and a Monday is going to pack a little bit more punch with a much better chance of rain in the valley and snow in the upper elevation. So the weather for most of next week, really starting on Sunday, is going to be very unsettled. Temperatures will be warming up, but we're going to see some rain and some snow. Snow level is going to be hovering right around 2,000 feet on Sunday, Sunday night, and Monday. So we could get a light dusting of snow once again on Birch Mountain. That's certainly not out of the question. So cold today, a little bit warmer, close to normal on Saturday, with the first of a series of storms coming through. Not big dramatic storms, but enough to mix things up just a little bit. Your past report brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC. Just like yesterday, the only one that's going to give you any kind of headache, and even that's not much, is Stevens. Traction tires are advised on Stevens. It's not snowing, but they got a little bit. As you can see, the roadway is pretty much bare, but there is some compact snow and ice up near the summit, so the Washington State Patrol has posted a traction tire advisory on Stevens Pass. You head to Blewett, and you're fine. You're up, you're over, you're done. Roadway is bare and dry, a couple of patches of frost here and there, and you're good to go. No advisories, no restrictions. I-90, same deal. Roadway is bare and dry, wet spots in places, and you're fine. No real precipitation today or tonight or Thursday night or Friday night. Going to be dry. Saturday, when that weak system comes through, it's going to give them a little bit of light snow on Saturday during the day, most of it in the afternoon. 2 to 4 inches of snow in the mountain passes on Saturday. Heavy snow Saturday night for that next system that's packing more of a punch. So if you're traveling Saturday night and Sunday, you're going to be dealing with a lot of snow coming down in the mountain passes. It's really going to start Saturday afternoon about 1 or 2, and it's going to snow from about 1 or 2 Saturday afternoon all the way through till Sunday about midday, and then another system with more snow. So get ready for some winter driving conditions in the mountain passes. Right now, it ain't too bad. 9 minutes after the hour, the news is 1 minute away. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CBCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CBCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
31 degrees, sunshine at 10 minutes after the hour. We're not going to get very warm today, folks. We'll see some sun, but we're only going to get to about 40 degrees. A little bit warmer on Thursday, a little bit warmer still on Friday. We cloud up, start seeing some rain on Saturday as a series of storms, one after the other, will start rolling into the valley starting Saturday night into Sunday. Let's begin with this story. The East Wenatchee man who allegedly shot and wounded another man last Wednesday on Valley Mall Parkway has been charged with attempted murder, along with other counts. Prosecutors on Friday charged 54-year-old Sidney Robert Van Dyke with second-degree attempted murder and first-degree assault. East Wenatchee police say Van Dyke was sitting in his parked car in the 1000 block of Valley Mall Parkway when an acquaintance approached him on foot. Van Dyke was allegedly experiencing a mental health crisis, and when the other man tried to intervene, Van Dyke fired 2 shots from a handgun. The victim struck in the chest, not seriously wounded. Van Dyke remains held in Chelan County Jail. He faces arraignment before the end of the week. A Wenatchee man is suspecting a mugging of an employee at Pybus Public Market as they were leaving work late Saturday night and then fleeing as police try to catch up with them. Wenatchee police say 18-year-old James Gregory Jackson Jr. was one of 2 men who approached the victim at about 10 o'clock in the evening Saturday night, knocking her to the ground, taking her purse as she was walking to her car. A police officer later caught up with one suspect, identified as Jackson, arrested him after a foot pursuit. Jackson remains in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. Police are seeking possible charges of first-degree robbery, obstructing police, and resisting arrest. Charges of vehicular assault against a former Chelan Falls man were filed and then quickly dropped last week after it was determined that the defendant actually died last year. The Washington State Patrol says Patrick Thomas Brighton was impaired by meth and cannabis in June of 2020 when he crashed his 1999 Cadillac Sevilla head-on into a landscaping company's pickup truck. This happened on the Highway 2 east of Orondo. Douglas County prosecutors finally charged Brighton on March 1st with vehicular assault, reckless endangerment, and DUI, but within 24 hours of filing those charges, they learned that Brighton actually died last year in Spokane at the age of 63. Needless to say, the charges were withdrawn. After 3 terms as the sheriff of Grant County, Tom Jones announcing yesterday he will not run for another term. He said it was a family decision not to seek a 4th term. He informed his staff of his decision a couple of days ago. His current term expires at the end of the year. Jones has been in law enforcement for 30 years. He started out with the Soap Lake Police Department. He joined the Grant County Sheriff's Office as a deputy in 1997, was first elected sheriff in 2011. Jones is the current president of the Washington State Sheriff's Association and vice president of the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs. Former Mattawa Police Chief Joe Harris of George has already announced his intentions to run for Grant County Sheriff. And a bill from State Senator Brad Hawkins to help finance housing for local workers was fully approved by the legislature on Monday. It's now on Governor Jay Inslee's desk for his signature. The measure would expand rural counties' ability to use existing sales tax to help create workforce housing in places where folks simply can't afford it. Now, no new taxes would be created. In Chelan County, Hawkins' bill would allow that money to go towards worker housing in prohibitively expensive home markets like Leavenworth, Wenatchee, Twisp, and Chelan. Hawkins said housing bills have been difficult to get through the legislature, and Senate Bill 5868 has been one of the more challenging bills of his legislative career. The bill passed 58-28 in the House and 43-6 in the Senate. Now you're caught up with what's making news. At 15 minutes after the hour, the newsroom will be a-hopping like it always is as we gather together the news so you can be an informed viewer of the NCW Life channel. And with a preview of some of the stories we're working on for the Wednesday night news, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll have the latest real estate snapshot from Pacific Appraisal Associates, Unseasonably cool weather today and then much warmer by the end of the week. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has results and reaction to the West Coast Conference men's and women's championship basketball games last night involving Gonzaga. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. And don't forget, you can watch our news on our homepage, ncwlife.com, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube page. So we're available for you to peruse and browse whenever you want to. Is that even a word? I don't know. Look at the bottom of your screen. That's the different ways you can get a hold of us. Most of it internet-related. Get a hold of us if you have a news tip or want to drop us a note and say hi. After a break, busy day in sports yesterday. Very busy day. As you probably know by now, Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner are no longer Seahawks. We'll have that in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
17 minutes after the hour, certainly an historic day in the history of not only the Seahawks, but Seattle sports in general. Crazy day. We were sitting in the newsroom and Grant's phone started to buzz, and all of a sudden everybody went, whoa, wait a minute. Seattle trades Russell Wilson? They did. They have traded their franchise quarterback to the Denver Broncos. And last night we find out that Bobby Wagner no longer with the team. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero first reported that the Seahawks had agreed to trade Russell to Denver for draft picks and players, and then later on, Ian Rappaport reported that the trade included 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 5th-round pick, quarterback Drew Lock, defensive end Shelby Harris, and tight end Noah Fant. The trade is pending. Wilson having to pass a physical. He'll do that and waive his no-trade clause, and he'll probably do that. And just as Seahawk fans were trying to digest that news, word comes out from Adam Schefter of ESPN that Seattle had released Bobby Wagner. They're apparently going to make that official today. That move would reportedly save the Seahawks about $16.5 million in cash and salary cap space. Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner were drafted by the Seahawks on the same day 10 years ago, and now they too leave Seattle on the same day. A lot to digest. Gonzaga claimed its 8th WCC tournament title in 9 years last night. They beat St. Mary's 82-69. Andrew Nembhard scored 19 points. Razir Bolton 18 to lead the top-ranked Bulldogs past the Gales. After the game, Mark Fuse was thrilled with the way his team came out. They said it's one of the toughest defenses in all of college basketball.
That's what makes this one so sweet. That's a really, really good team we beat. And I'm really proud of our guys, especially how we responded, after losing the last one of the regular season. So it's quite an accomplishment by this group to be able to go all the way through a season like this and end up, with another number 1 seed. I know sometimes people expect that, but it just doesn't magically happen. There's so much work that goes into it. Everybody's gunning for us. And I think this is, we did it in 17, we did it in 19, we did it in 20. We actually were in the NCAA tournament in 20 as a number 1 seed. And then obviously in 21 now to do in 22. I don't know how many programs in the history of college basketball have been able to do that. So these guys deserve all the credit for it, and I couldn't be prouder.
It was a very good Tuesday for Gonzaga basketball. The women won their tournament title as well in a big upset. They knocked off BYU in Las Vegas. 71-59. Melody Kempton led the way with 15 points. Coach Lisa Fortier says it's great for the Bulldogs to reclaim the crown.
They all mean a lot. This particular game, this Tuesday game, means a lot to our team. I can't remember anything anymore, but I think that I don't know if we've been in this situation where we had lost 2 to BYU and gotten here and won this one. And we haven't been in that situation very often, but it means a lot. When you play your rival, doesn't matter if it's in March or in January or February, it's a big deal. And we really wanted to. They said all the things that we talked about. We really wanted to stay in control. We at the last week of conference, we lost control of our own destiny. After that loss in Provo, we weren't in charge. We had to have somebody had to beat BYU in order for us to share the regular season. But we were really focused on that we were still in control of our own destiny here, and we wanted to capitalize on that.
Those were the games that were played. Here are the games that are going to be played. We'll start out with the men's Big Sky tournament. It gets underway in Boise. Eastern will take on Northern Arizona at 1:30 this afternoon. The Pac-12 tournament is in Las Vegas. Washington State takes on Cal at 6. At 8:30, you got the Utes and the Dogs, a tournament on the Pac-12 network. The Wenatchee Valley College men's basketball team, they can capture the NWAC Eastern Division title tonight. They'll host Columbia Basin College in the final game of the regular season before the NWAC's tournament. That's in a couple of weeks in Everett. Most of WVC's losses came early in this season because of COVID. Since then, they've been on a roll.
This season's been I think it's been a one to remember. It's really been good. We started with, I want to say 13, 14 players, and then a lot of them left, so we're low on numbers, but everybody here has been competing and fighting hard, and it shows on our record in our conference.
From the beginning of the season, we wanted to set out and win 2 championships, one in the East region and one in the NWACs, and so far we're on pace to win the East region, so far so good, I'd say.
Because of COVID and stuff, the last 2 years we haven't had playoffs or anything, so it's kind of a bitter feeling in our guts. Because the last 2 years we had good teams and stuff that could have made some noise. And just with the COVID year last year, we had a lot of returners and guys with good experience and guys that have built chemistry and stuff. So we knew we could do something special. And our main goals was to win the conference championship, and then get to the playoffs to make some noise down there too. So we have 1 game left to finish out conference strong, and then after that we're getting ready for playoffs and everything.
At one point, the Knights had won 13 games in a row, and then they lost last week to Yakima Valley. But they say that one blemish on their record might be a good thing.
When we lost, it was I don't know, I guess we can get unlucky. We just didn't play that well, so we were kind of down. But then we got here, realized every great team loses, So we just got our minds right, got back to the gym, got to work, and then went out there and did our thing the next day.
Just make sure we don't get complacent, we could still lose. It was fun, we were undefeated in conference. We really wanted to sweep the whole table, but I feel it was good for us because we started thinking we were, couldn't lose, and then just a little reality check for us.
It's tough going all year without really losing or anything like that, because you get comfortable, and I noticed we went into last week's game kind of just expecting to win, and it was their sophomore night. They needed to win that game to make playoffs, and we came out a little bit unenergized, I would say, and we just came out going through the motions and but it was kind of a wake-up call too, because it's oh man, you could lose any night, but when you're winning all the time, you don't have that, or you never really face the feeling of losing, so you get comfortable with just winning and going through the motions and stuff. So it was a good wake-up call for us for sure.
Isaac Jones is leading the league in scoring and rebounding and field goal percentage. He's getting offers from Division I schools, and if you want to see a really good player and a really good team at home, tonight's your last chance.
Very, very exciting, very fun, fast-paced, get up and down the court, dunks, threes, defense, all that.
Just come check us out. We're a fun team to watch. Put up a lot of shots, get a lot of points on the board, so it's a fun game.
We like to push it up the floor. We like to use our size and really get to the basket. Then we like to shoot threes too, catch and shoot threes. But our big emphasis is getting it to the basket, and we have one of the best bigs in the NWAC, so we really try to play through him.
Wenatchee Valley and Columbia Basin College doubleheader tonight at the W.B. Smith Gymnasium. The women tip off at 5:30. The men follow at 7:30. The Seattle Kraken have lost 10 of their last 11 games, including 3 in a row. Toronto got the best of them in Toronto. They scored a lot. Carson Soucy, Alex Winberg, Colin Blackwell, Jaden Schwartz, but it wasn't enough against the Maple Leafs. Seattle's back at it tomorrow at 4 o'clock against Ottawa on Root Sports. The Wenatchee Wild back on the ice tonight at the Town Toyota Center. Trail, the Smoke Eaters in town. Of course, we'll have a preview of that in the back half of this program with Arch and David. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday, the 9th day of March, 4 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Barbie Day. We'll get to that in just a minute. Today is National Meatball Day. I got a great joke, but we'd lose our FCC license. Today is National Get Over It Day. Just get over it. But no, melt some butter and dig in. It's National Crab Day today. Somebody, somewhere, way back when, said, what happens if we catch this thing and we boil it and we crack it open and we dip it in butter? What do we got? And of course, you can make crab any number of ways. You can boil it, you can steam it, you can bake it, you can smoke it. You got to get big papers, but you can smoke it. Fun facts about crabs. How many different species of crabs do you think there are? 6,700, roughly, different species of crabs. Crabs have 10 legs, so they're known as decapods, deca meaning 10, of course. Jumbo lump crab meat comes from the crab's swimming legs. That's where the big hunks of meat are. The world's largest crab is the Japanese spider crab. It can get to 13 feet across. 13 feet. That's a big crab. Female crabs, by the way, release about 2,000 eggs at a time. Ooh, that looks good. Bring it on. Crab meat. Yeah, the real deal. What's for breakfast today? It's crabs. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history. I've read up a lot about Pancho Villa and his group of 500 raiders when they crossed the border from Mexico into Columbus, New Mexico, and just raided the town, killed people, burned down buildings. I still don't know why they did it. Now, historians don't even seem to know why he did it. But on March 9th, 1916, 106 years ago today, during the Mexican Revolution, Pancho Villa and about 500 of his followers crossed the border into New Mexico and attacked the people there. Why they did this raid, I don't know. Most historians don't know with any certainty why they did it. Kind of weird, kind of strange, kind of tragic. On this date, 77 years ago today, March 9th, 1945, 279 B-29s dropped 1,500 tons of fire bombs over Tokyo in the middle of the night, the first ever nighttime bombing attack. 100,000 people died. Now, Tokyo was, if you were an able-bodied fighting man in Japan, you were in the war. So Tokyo was basically whittled down to women, children, and old folks. And of the 100,000 people who died overnight on the fire bombs, it was almost all women, children, and older folks. 1 million people were left homeless. 267,000 buildings burned to the ground. 16 square miles of Tokyo obliterated. There was worse to come. That happened on this date 77 years ago today. Happy 63rd birthday to the Barbie doll. That's the very first Barbie doll, as it was shown at the International Toy Fair in New York City. Debuted on March 9th, 1959. Mattel owns Barbie. They've owned Barbie from the get-go. They have sold over 1 billion Barbie dolls worldwide. That makes it Mattel's most profitable toy or doll ever. But sales of Barbie dolls have been dropping rapidly over the last 8 years or so. From about 2013, 2014 on, the sales of Barbie dolls have all but just cratered. Happy birthday, Barbie. Almost the bottom of the hour. Let's do birthdays. We could have been the United States of Vespucci. Think about that. Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian explorer and cartographer, born this date in 1454, and he was the first one to say it. You know that Chris Columbus guy and those other folks who sailed across the Atlantic, and I think they found another continent. I'm pretty sure that's a continent over there, and a pretty good sized one too. And so map makers back in the day said, well, if he's right, we're going to go ahead and name this continent America, after Amerigo Vespucci. Now, they could have called it Vespucci, and then we'd all be living in the United States of Vespucci. Doesn't quite have the same ring. The guy who gave America its name, born in the state in 1454. Ornette Coleman, the great saxophonist. I was listening to him over the weekend, as a matter of fact. Also played the violin and the trumpet, part of the free jazz movement. Good stuff, too. Ornette Coleman was born 92 years ago today. We lost him at the age of 85 in 2015, but the music lives on. The very first human ever to go into outer space, Yuri Gagarin, achieved that milestone. He gets to say he was number one. He went around the Earth back in April of 1961, landed safely, became an international celebrity, won every medal and title and honor a Soviet astronaut could get. The next time up, without Yuri Gagarin, the rocket crashed and the astronaut died. And so they said, Yuri, you're no longer going to go out in space because you're a hero and we don't want to risk that again. But he said, I still want to fly planes. I want to be a fighter pilot. So they let him back into the cockpit to at least fly fighter pilot jets. And unfortunately, he crashed and died in 1968, born in the state in 1934. Named the greatest American soccer player ever by ESPN, by Fox Sports, by USA Today, by NBC Sports. Of course, he played for the Sounders for a couple of years. Clint Dempsey, 39 years old today. 31 minutes after the hour, Mike Magnotti will be dropping by with an opinion. Mike likes to goof off sometimes at work and play video games on his computer. And sometimes it can get a little annoying. He'll talk about that. And then we'll talk wild hockey. We do it every Wednesday with Art Checker and David Rayfield. The Trail Smoke Eaters are in town on this Winning Wednesday. And don't forget, get your emails in. I'll be giving away tickets to Wenatchee Wild, not just for tonight's game, but any regular season Wenatchee Wild game you want to go to between now and the end of the year. There's only 5 left. Email me. We'll give them away later on today. Arch and David, when we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from LocalTel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from LocalTel lets you decide when shows begin.
It's time for the 3rd Don't Wait Project Tour, sponsored by Town Toyota. This trip, I'll travel 6 states, 8 cities, from Washington, D.C. to Connecticut. Follow us on the tour on Instagram, Don't Wait Project, and tune in to Life with Lisa Bradshaw for full episodes when I return. I'm searching for the story that speaks to you, because it's not about my life, it's about yours.
The KPQ Home Expo is finally back at the Town Toyota Center March 11th to the 13th. Come check out North Central Washington's largest home expo with over 100 exhibitors. The KPQ Home Expo is presented by LocalTel. They'll be giving away some awesome prizes, including a huge 4K TV. If you're looking for some local family fun, get ideas and solutions for your entire home and yard, head on down to the KPQ Home Expo at the Town Toyota Center. Admission is free.
Different birds enjoy different types of foods, so it's important to offer all the right things for the birds you want to attract. Sound complicated? It doesn't have to be. Our Flying Start Combo is an all-in-one feeder that attracts all the birds in your backyard, with seed, suet, nuts, and fruit. Stop by our store to find out how you can get started feeding the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. So during breaks at work, I often play Microsoft Solitaire or the word games. You know, I'm sure you do too. You know, a little break in the workday, a little stress relief. But what bugs the heck out of me is like clockwork. Some stupid ad for yet another game comes up uninvited and interrupts my game. And then I get the offer to eliminate these ads if I pay a monthly subscription fee. Now this begs the question. Just how much money does Bill Gates need? And why, if I have to pay anything, why a subscription instead of a one-time fee? I'm already having to pay a subscription for the Office suite I use. Now Bill wants me to pay him every month to play solitaire without being nagged by these stupid ads? Give me a break! This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Things have changed in the motorsports industry. Short supply and high demand have emptied showrooms. But what hasn't changed are the experts at Doghouse Motorsports. They are here to help you reserve the machine of your choice. Stop by and check out the latest 2022 Husqvarna motorcycles, UBCO, and Intense electric vehicles, and other new additions to the Doghouse Motorsports family of high-quality products.
Over the last year and a half, the industry's absolutely changed, but the Doghouse is still your best option for all your power sports needs.
March is a food and wine lover's dream in Chelan. Presented by the Manson Chamber of Commerce, Chelan Cellars, and Sorrento's Restaurante. Taste Chelan celebrates food and wine all March long, created to tickle your taste buds. Experience a food and wine tour happening every Saturday. Button offers all month long. And local wineries select their most tantalizing varietals, paired and curated with food from local restaurants, chefs, and culinary artisans. Taste Chelan will be sure to bring out the foodie in you. Buy tickets now.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around North Central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Grandstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCW Life Channel. Get your body moving. Tune in for Vibrant Motion, featuring low-impact aerobics hosted by Connie Townsend. These workouts are great for all ages. Vibrant Motion, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, weekdays on the NCW Life Channel.
My job is to educate my client, help them navigate a system that is difficult and complicated. It is my job to tell their story and to convince either a court, a judge, or 12 jurors of the appropriateness of our request. It's the great leveler. It's the only leveler, because the least powerful can gain the remedy they deserve that the law provides for them.
We're back here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley every Wednesday, the entire year long. We have been talking wild hockey. Sean Ziers did the honors early on while this gentleman was recovering. He is back. He's sounding great. He's looking good. Our good friend Arch Ecker and, of course, David Rayfield, promotions and marketing to my far left. Arch, let's recap the weekend that was with the Bucks in town, Cranbrook on Saturday and Sunday. Pink at the rink, a loss, but then they got even with a nice victory on Sunday. We'll start out with Saturday and Pink at the rink as we roll highlights. Talk about Saturday night's game. Pretty good crowd, but the result wasn't quite what we wanted.
Well, you know, they're going to happen that way sometimes. But,
we had a tremendous turnout. It was like 2,400 or so, and it was really cool. One of the giveaways from Confluence Health was the little blinking wristbands, and they look like not much when you put them on. They're just this clear white plastic with a little blink. But when you turn the lights down in here and you get all these people wearing them, and it was quite a sight. It was really neat, and it just kind of helped set the mood, and there was just a really good energy throughout the night. Our downfall, I think, on Saturday from the hockey standpoint of it was, we allowed a goal against very early on. It was like a minute 20 into the game. You get behind, but the guys still kind of powered through it, and it was a 1-0 score at the end of the first period. And you get back in the locker room, kind of reset. The guys came out fired up, and they went ahead and pumped in a couple and took a 2-1 lead, and it felt like all was well in the world, right? But we came back out in the third period, and boy, it only took 14 seconds, and and it was one of those goals where the guy just kind of spun and flung it at the net, and it picked the top corner. It was kind of reminiscent of how A.J. Vanderbeek used to score goals around here. I mean, he'd rip the puck from wherever, and they found the back of the net 30 plus times. But it's the most dangerous kid on the Cranbrook roster, Tyson Dick, and we've done a pretty good job of trying to keep him bottled up all year. But in the third period, he erupted, and he got a natural hat trick. He scored that one. He had another one where it was kind of a bouncing puck around in the crease, and he kind of swatted at it and knuckled up over the back of the goalie and in. And so he gets 3 goals. They go up 4-2, and we just couldn't overcome the deficit. They're giving up those 2 goals. I mean, those 2 early first shift goals, those are ones that always tend to rise up and bite you, and that ended up being the difference in the game in a 2-goal loss. But as I think Ruddy talked about maybe last week, I know Lee Mendelson has talked about it with me on post-game shows, and Chris Clark has talked about it with me on coaches' comments in the pregame. We talked about the character of our team is such that we've done a really good job at responding to adversity. When we go out and we have a bad game, we typically respond with a very good response the next game.
And that's exactly what happened on Sunday, the first shutout of the year. Tyler Shea got the night off. Andy came in. He was gold.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the other flip side of it is we don't respond to good performances as well. Like you come out with a strong performance, and then the next time out, maybe not quite the edge that you had. Maybe a little bit of the hunger goes away. I don't know, but we had a really strong to open the homestand. We played West Kelowna, and that's a good West Kelowna team. They're in 3rd place right now, and we beat them 3-1 convincingly. I mean, it wasn't like a huge, like a 6-1 wallop or whatever, but we beat them 3-1, and we beat them handily. I mean, we were in charge of that game. There was no doubt. And so then they come out and they lose to Cranbrook. Well, then they bounce back the next night, and you could tell right from the get-go that everything was just a little bit sharper for our guys. The way that they would back check, the way that they would break out crisp passes, finishing checks, both sides of the rink, especially in the offensive zone. You want to slow a team down, bump them in their D zone, and our guys did a really good job at executing that. And next thing you know, we start pulling away, and and it was interesting. I talked about Tyson Dick's goal the night before. Well, the next night, it was a play where Cranbrook was looking to break out of their zone, and they put it off. It hit Owen Bond in the skate and deflected over to Cade Stibbe. He was in the right wing circle, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, here it is!" And he just spun and he threw it, and bam! It's in the back of the net. We're up 1-0, and that came in the second period too. All our scoring over the weekend, it was all in the second period, so all at the same end of the ice. We had to lobby the league to just shoot that way all night. I don't think they're going to.
Can you play half-court hockey? I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think so. So you mentioned they have a tendency, when they have a really good performance, they have a tendency to come out flat. When they have a bad performance, they come out with lights of fire and score some goals and get a victory. So they have the victory on Sunday night. Now they got Trail in town tonight here at the Town Toyota Center. They'll drop the puck at 6 o'clock. What's to keep this pattern from happening again? I mean, if this pattern continues, they're going to come out flat, and we're not going to knock off the smoke eaters. How do we keep that from happening tonight?
Well, you know what? You got to remember, one, you're dealing with the age group that you are. Anywhere from 16, 17 to 20, and of course, you used to be that age once upon a time, and you'll recall that, a lot of times we were 10 foot tall, bulletproof, and we knew everything there was to know. And sometimes, even when you're given good advice, maybe it doesn't register right. but that's part of Clarkie's job, and we talked about that the other day too. It's like as a head coach, you're not just about X's and O's. You've got to manage, the psychology and psychiatry of 23 different individuals and how they individually respond to any given situation. So, it's something they talk about, that they're cognizant of and aware of, and I think they're ready to try to break that mold, of having that reputation of not being able to put 2 wins together. So I think that they're going to come out, and I don't think motivation or focus is going to be a factor or maybe it has been a couple of times. I don't think that's going to be the case on Wednesday, and especially because we know Trail is right behind us in the standings. We're in 7th, they're in 8th. They're 3 points behind us, and that's definitely striking range. And, we don't want to be the number 8 seed. I mean, that's just it's a matter of pride, right? I mean, you don't want to be the last guy to the dance. So I think that we're going to see a really strong effort from our guys. And, Trail's a good team. I mean, all 8 teams are good, obviously. I mean, Cranbrook and, they're not even going to well, they may, but they likely won't even have home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. But, they're a good team. It's just the top is so good. Penticton, Salmon Arm, those guys. It makes it tough, but everybody up and down throughout the interior conference they're very quality hockey teams.
And that includes West Kelowna. That begins the road trip on Friday, and then the Salmon Arm that he just mentioned, we haven't even seen since last November. Talk about the Warriors real quick, and then we'll move on to Salmon Arm, which is the weekend series. West Kelowna Friday, Salmon Arm on Saturday.
Well, we do have a real fresh look at West Kelowna. They were just here last week, and as I mentioned, we had the 3-1 win, but I think we're 2-2-1 against them this year now. And, they're a team that's got a few solid veterans. Our team tends to be a lot younger, which could sometimes lead into, I mean, of course, at this time of the season, early in the season, it's more of I don't even want to say it's an excuse, but it is more of a rationale for, guys still kind of finding their way. But, they're a veteran team, and they're going to be ready, and we're going to be ready. And, they're stinging from us knocking them around last week, and they're going to say, hey, welcome to our house. Let's see what's what. So it'll be a good battle, but I 100% believe that we're up to it. And I think, we've always said that we're going to be a team that gets better as the year rolls on, and we want to be playing our best hockey at the end of the month and end of March and into the playoffs. And I think we're definitely trending in that direction. So with West Kelowna, I look forward to that game. It's going to be a good one.
Salmon Arm, we took on Salmon Arm way back in November, which seems like a lifetime ago. The Silverbacks have been playing outstanding hockey for a while there. They were challenging the V's at the top of the division, but they've kind of the V's have sort of just taken over that, and it looks like they're going to finish number 1. At this point, Salmon Arm looks like a solid number 2. This is a good Silverbacks team.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they would dominate pretty much anywhere if it weren't for how good Penticton is, and of course even on the other side, Alberni Valley's having a real good year too. But for Salmon Arm, like you said, we haven't seen them since Thanksgiving weekend, and we were a lot different team then. I mean, granted, likely they are as well in terms of not so much personnel, but just in terms of their growth and maturity, and as teams bond and figure each other out. So it's hard to know exactly what we're going to get into, but we've had our hands full with them this year thus far. But again, we're starting to get back towards that point that Coach Ruddy said last week. We said, we like to go into games where we focus on what we do and make teams adjust to us. And we're slowly getting to that point where we can walk into a building like the Shaw Center in Salmon Arm and say, you know what, this is what we're going to do, and challenge them to keep up. They've got a couple of good kids on their team. They got the leading scorer in the whole league is Simon Tassi. He's like a third-year guy, and I remember a couple of years, 2-3 years ago, I mean, he was on the waiver wire. They were trying to move him. They were basically going to give him away for a song, and nobody wanted him. But now you take a look and see, well, now he's the number 1 scorer in the league, so it works out. Of course, Salmon Arm also, once upon a time they had Josh Arnold on their roster, and they're like, yeah, I don't know about this kid. And he came here and he was fantastic for us. So Noah Luley's another one, the big defenseman that came here a couple of years ago. And Nick Caffarelli, I interviewed him a couple days ago, and he said, Noah Luley was like a glue guy. He kept this team, he helped us bond, he brought us together, held us together. So, little acquisitions like that can make a big difference. But anyway, I'm kind of drifting off with the game on Saturday. you know, it's going to be a fun one. It's a great challenge for us, really, because, you know, to be able to play a team that's that hot at this time of the year, hey, you know what? They're a potential first-round opponent. I mean, yeah, they're 5 points behind Penticton. It'll be tough for them to catch up. If we end up in 7th, we're going to play Salmon Arm most likely. If we end up with the number 8 seed, then it's likely Penticton. But either way, it's great to get a good look at a potential first-round opponent right off, you know, right this close to the playoffs. And we will play Penticton next week as well. So it's good. I think we're looking forward to the challenge.
Tonight, is it Gisa who stepped up to the plate?
Yes, sir.
And again, we've talked about this before, and David mentioned this a couple of times in our interviews. It's amazing through all of the trials and tribulations of COVID, not even playing last year. The BCHL had this weird pod system up north. We didn't even field a team last year. Sponsors stuck with you. All of your longtime sponsors who have been there from day one said, we're in just whenever you guys start taking to the rink again.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal that they stuck with you, because it was easier to say no than yes.
Yeah.
Your sponsors have been with you the whole way.
Yeah, certainly. Our sponsors and our season ticket holders, just the support from the community has been amazing. That when you're back to hockey, we'll be back in that arena with you. So it's great having all them along with us and doing these great promotions that we get to do each year. So I'm real excited about tonight and working with Gisa. We're going to be giving away over $5,000 to local schools. We have 7 schools signed up, and they're going to be trying to act like hockey players and shoot it from different spots in the ice for some different prize money. So it'll be a real fun intermission, and there's a Crazy Wig giveaway. So it's going to be a fun Wednesday in Wenatchee.
The fact that you don't need to show your vaccination card anymore has made an immediate impact, you can tell.
Yeah.
There are more rears, ends in seats, there's no doubt about that. After this weekend, you don't need the mask anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're in for a nice stretch of a lot of home games and a lot of promotions coming up, and there's no excuse. It's come out and let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. And as always, we usually load the back end of our season with some of our more fun promotions. So obviously tonight's the Gisa Shoot Your Shot, and that'll be fun to come support our local schools. But then we have that 3-game stretch against Trail. We have on the Thursday, we have Pucks and Paws Night, Walt's birthday, and we'll be selling $5 dog tickets. And those proceeds will go to Okan Dogs this year. And People's Bank's going to be handing out Frisbees. We'll have our dog race during the intermission. So if you have a pet, well, a dog, don't bring your parrot or your cat out. I don't think that would go well.
Idea.
Yeah, so we'll have a bunch of mascots celebrating Walt's birthday and raising funds for Okan Dogs, thanks to People's Bank. And then the next night is St. Patrick's Day. I know everyone's saying, oh, you guys have a St. Patrick's Day game. Why didn't you? Well, we had those 4 games taken away. Then we had them added. It's kind of hard to move around themes. So that's brought to you by Weinstein, and they'll be giving away some Weinstein swag, commemorative cups. So that'll be a fun night. And then our fan finale with Egg Supply bobbleheads. So that kind of speaks for itself with the bobblehead giveaway. Those are get people lined up around the building. So we're real excited about that. Then we do have a game on the 23rd. I know people are going to go, well, your final game's not the 19th. That's another one of those Wednesdays that were given to us halfway through the season as an extra 4 games. So we're rolling with it, but that Saturday night is our fan finale game. So real excited for this last stretch of 5 games and excited to see people come out and make a push for the playoffs.
And here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I've been giving away tickets to all the Wenatchee Wild regular season games since the season began. And people, if you're sitting on them, you're running out of games. You're running out of games, and I got them again. Winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com. Get your emails in. I got 2 4-packs to give away, and you can use them for tonight's game against Trail if you want, or any regular season game between now and the 23rd of March.
The email address is right there on the graphic.
Right there on the graphic. There you go.
But right about here.
But you want to take the element of chance out of it, just go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com and get your tickets. Come down here to the box office and get your tickets. There's no reason now. You don't need the Vax card. You don't need the masks. We're good to go. We're good to go. How you feel? Well, one last question. How you doing? I haven't talked about your recovery in a couple of weeks. You doing okay?
Yeah, very well, actually. Yeah, I've gotten back to where I can get behind the wheel, drive a little bit. Obviously, I'm getting upstairs to the Crow's Nest and broadcasting games from up there. I can walk an entire lap around this building without stopping to rest. You know, they're small, incremental improvements, but yeah, by and large, I mean, I feel pretty good. My head's clear. My, you know, mentally, I'm in a real good spot. I realize I do have at least one more surgery to go. Next Monday, I'm going out to Spokane for an evaluation, and I should have a little better idea of the time frame of that. But you know, once that's underway, then it's the final hurdle, and I can get back to being fully integrated back into society. Right now, I'm doing okay. Last night, we drove out to Leavenworth and had dinner. So, just it's little things. I mean, they were inconceivable 3 months ago. I mean, 3 months ago, just getting out of bed was arduous, and I needed help to do it. I couldn't do it on my own. And, and it feels amazing right now, to be honest with you, and be able to join you here, too.
I listened to the Sunday night game against the Bucks, and you would have no idea that you were gone that long. I mean, you were right back into it like nothing was wrong. You sounded great.
Thank you. Yeah, if you're doing something for 25 years and you can't pick it back up, then I don't know. Then maybe that's not the business for you. But like for you, I bet if we knocked you off that chair for a while and you'd come back, and the next good morning wake up Wenatchee Valley would be, just as smooth as the rest of them, because you're a pro.
You speak way too highly of me,
yeah,
but
I do. But you're buying breakfast. So.
That's true. They are home tonight, on the road this weekend, and then a whole bunch of home games between now and the 23rd. Get your tickets, WenatcheeWildHockey.com. David Rayfield, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Art Ecker, keep at it, bud.
Will do.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We will be right back.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the house plants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College. Winning Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. Well, it's certainly in the top 7. Anyway, once again, Wenatchee Wild tickets up for grabs. 2 winners each get 4 tickets to an upcoming Wenatchee Wild regular season game, as you just heard from Arch and David. Of course, they got Trail tonight. They're on the road this weekend. And then next weekend, St. Patty's Day weekend, on the 17th, 18th, and 19th, they got Trail again at the Town Toyota Center. Then they wrap up the regular season with Penticton on the 23rd. So there's just 5 games left. And after tonight, there'll be just 4 games left, so you're running out of time. Get your emails into me, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com, if you want to go to the Wenatchee Wild on us. And by the way, these are good seats. These aren't nosebleeders. These are good seats. And we'll draw 2 winners out of the box a little bit later on this morning. Okay, to the weather forecast we go. Chilly. Very chilly for this time of the year. We're going to get to about 38. That's all we're going to get to today. We're at 30 right now. We've been hovering right around 30, 31 since this show began. So we're going to climb up to right around 38 degrees. We'll see some sunshine, by the way. I don't know why the graphic says cloudy. I'm told we're going to see sunshine, but I'm not very bright. 23 for the overnight low tonight. That's cool for March. 43. A little bit warmer on Thursday. There's a couple of weather systems that's going to pay us a visit off the Pacific Ocean. The first one comes in on Saturday, and it ain't really packing much of a punch. It's going to kind of get and kind of come out of here. The next one, Sunday night and a Monday, is going to be a little more heavy-duty kind of stuff. Temperatures will warm up to about near normal. 52 is right around the normal mark, give or take a couple. But we have a pretty good chance of some quite a bit of rain on Monday. The snow level is going to be pretty high by the time we get to Monday. In the meantime, Sunday and Sunday night, the snow level is going to be down about 2,000 feet. So even some light snow in the foothills in and around the Wenatchee Valley and the Leavenworth area. A distinct possibility, and up in Chelan, that's Saturday night and Sunday. And then Monday, it's going to be too warm for anything but rain, so get ready for some unsettled weather. And that's it for us. Have a fantastic Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.